All right, I'm Superintendent Abbott. I'm super excited to be here today to introduce you to Principal Kierstin Howard, who is the principal of the Real Learning Academy. And she's here to just share a little bit about the school. So Kierstin, excited to have you.
I am so excited to be able to brag about our teachers and our scholars at Real Learning Academy anytime.
So, for those that are not familiar with the Real Learning Academy, that's a part of the Wayside school system, tell us a little bit about your school and maybe a little bit about yourself and how you got to the role you're in today.
Okay, so Real Learning Academy opened up fall of 2012. We are actually in an old Target and we made it into this wonderful school. People are always impressed that it looks like a traditional school despite being in a former big box store. We are a pre-K campus through fifth grade. 50% of our classrooms are bilingual classrooms. That means that our students are speaking Spanish and learning English. We have roughly 650, 700 students, so that averages out to about 22 in a classroom. We have 4 special area classrooms. We offer PE, STEM and library, art, and then we just started this year with theater arts, and we're loving the SEL that we're able to provide in our special area class. I was actually part of the first year team as a 3rd grade teacher, looped up to 4th grade the next year, and then interviewed for assistant principal for the following year. So for 4 years, I was an assistant principal, helped build a lot of the curriculum that we're still using today. And then after assistant principal, I then have been principal for the last 3 years. Very, very proud of the hard work we're doing. We are rated a B campus. That means that basically our scholars and teachers are awesome.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I know just how proud you are of your campus. And I love hearing a little bit of your story. I love that you came to us, started as a teacher, and sort of worked your way up through the years. I've had many years to get to work with you as well. One of the things we hear all the time from families that have been at the Real Learning Academy and a part of the Wayside family for a while is that really close, tight-knit family feel that they get when they're on campus. Tell us a little bit more about why you think that is.
Yes, we definitely have family involvement, very huge amounts at Real Learning Academy. We have big families that come here. So they start with us with pre-K and then they end up going on to the middle school as well. We do not provide school buses. We choose to take that money and put that money in the classroom. So this allows for all of our parents to drop off and pick up at the classroom doors. This allows that face-to-face connection with the teachers, no having to worry about waiting on an email or, your questions are able to be answered right away. We also have a great PTA system. Our PTA goes above and beyond. They raise about $40,000 every year, and every penny of that goes back into the classroom. And that's all parent involvement, with the help of teacher involvement, fundraising, and bringing really great programs and systems, paying for field trips, you name it, PTA has got us covered.
Well, one of the things I also hear too from our parents is just they're like, I love our teachers and they care so deeply for our kids. Give us an example of like the ways that our teachers have kind of gone above and beyond, specifically now, to support our families in the challenges we're facing.
Yes, through COVID, all of our teachers that we hire really have a service mentality. When we're interviewing, we're trying to make sure that this is somebody, an educator, who is not only really good at their job, but who has a service mentality for our families. COVID has been a very big struggle for a lot of our family members, making sure that they have internet if they're choosing to do virtual learning, making sure they have a spot on campus if virtual learning just isn't working for them for various reasons. Maybe they need to go to their job. Our teachers, during the complete lockdown of COVID to this year where we're opening a little bit more back up, they have been known to drop off things onto the doorsteps, make cards for them, to mail those out. When kiddos are absent or we haven't heard from them just that day, my leadership team calls and checks in on them, sees what's going on. Is there anything for us to help? We get tons of donations. This year we've gotten food donations, water donations, diaper and formula donations, and we're able to provide that all back out to our families.
Well, one of the things I also love when I'm on campus is beyond the care and the family feel is just the amount of joy I see in the classrooms. There's nothing better than walking by a classroom and seeing smiling faces and kids literally like excited about math or excited about reading. Give us an example of like some of the joyous experiences that scholars get to have when they're on your campus.
So we call it get your teach on, Matt. They are going to get their teach on and the kids are going to get their learning on. And engaging lessons is a huge part of who we are and what they do. So, for example, I have a fourth grade class reading Castle in the Attic, and the teacher has saved all the Amazon boxes. And when the kids are getting into the part where they're about to enter into the castle that night, she comes up, builds a castle around the reading area. And then when the kids walk in, they get to start reading the novel of entering in the castle, sitting in an Amazon cardboard built castle. We do lots of celebration for what kids learn. So in kindergarten, when they get done skip counting by tens, they all come to school dressed like a frog and they skip count their way down the hallway, showing off their skip counting skills. So you will never know what you're going to walk into. It might be March Madness to review data plots. A teacher may be dressed as a detective to do context clues, but get your teach on is how we live at Real Learning Academy.
Well, it's not all just fun and games, right? So we focus on rigor because we are a college prep school. We're making sure every one of our scholars, starting at pre-K all the way up through high school, is ready for college. Talk a little bit more about our focus on rigor and making sure kids are ready for college starting in pre-K.
Oh, yes, very much so. So all of that get your teach on is disguising exactly what the state is requiring of us and expecting of us, and what we've shown already that we're able to do. So our kiddos come to us from all over the place. And sometimes we've got a lot of work to do in front of us. They may not have been, they may have been struggling at a former school. And so we get our kiddos in and we see where they are and what work that needs to be done, and we make goals with them. We set the goals with the students, so every student knows where their reading level is and where they need to be. They know where their math skills are and where they need to be. That's also how we got our distinction from the state was on growth, showing that we bring kiddos in here and we not only grow them a full year, we grow them more than that full year in the 9-month span of a school year.
Well, all of your hard work shows, and I thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day to share this today. And so, for those families that are out there, I'm going to pass it over to Principal Howard just to invite you to come join and be a part of our family.
Yes, yes, please come. And something that I'm offering that a lot of schools aren't offering right now is a tour on the weekends. Once a month, I have a Saturday or a Sunday set aside for roughly 10 families to come by and see. I know I'm a mom myself and I'm not getting to see my daycare, so I totally understand what it looks like to sign up for a school that you may not know what it looks like. So reach out to my office. We can set up a time for you to do a tour. And I can also personalize it to the grade level that your child is coming into.
Well, we're excited to invite all of those that have been with us today to watch this, to learn more about Wayside, enroll, apply. If you have any questions, follow up with Principal Howard and her team. And we thank you so much for spending this time with us. And we hope to welcome you to Wayside Real Learning Academy very soon. Thank you guys for coming.